Welcome to Role-Playing Eldoria and our love of storytelling. Tipsy Tinker, Episode 3, It's a Howling Wind.
Eventually, the leathery-skinned gnome returns with a platter of brand new, fresh, smoking pie surrounded by roast vegetables. Except this time she has a small pottery sauce that she puts next to you that has salt flakes in it. And she says, perhaps now you can make it taste.
Thank you, I'll do just that. It's very generous of you.
Pepper?
No, just
okay. Okay, so she leaves that with you and she retreats with a frozen grin and goes back towards where the kitchens are.
I wouldn't eat that.
she's
probably spat the salt as well.
What's that?
Does it taste like fine? Like, does it taste like it's been...
What, it tastes like salt?
No, the pie.
Pie tastes just like the one you had before.
Okay.
Just the same.
And you've got the salt to add to it, to your
Liking.
pleasure. Yeah, to your liking.
Yeah, okay.
Right, you can hear there's some of the men who were at the bar that I said they've left and gone down to their private room. And you can hear them talking and laughing in there at the moment. The doors have opened, so a lot of the people who were scattered throughout the chairs in the bar are now leaving. It's basically, it seemed that they were like a lunchtime crowd. As they go to the front doors and open them, like a chill wind comes right through the bar and everyone notices some of the chandeliers rock and things like that. He leans back and says to the bar staff, saying, looks like there's a howling wind coming in, very unusual for this late in the March. Snow coming in as well, looking at the dark clouds up above the ridgeline. They kind of warn other people who are still drinking food. They need, if they live on farms and outlying places, they probably need to get home soon.
Seems like an experience. Stuck in a snowstorm.
Seems like you chose the wrong place to be sleeping.
I'm going to sleep where my dog sleeps.
So, like, the crowd's thinned out. You've still got about 4 or 5 people spread out, talking here and there. The main noise in the bar is coming from down the corridor where there's laughter and food being served to the private party. Eventually coming in to the bar is a larger-looking lady. Looks like she's in maybe late 30s. She's got her head wrapped up in a scarf and got an apron on. And she's talking candidly to the bar staff. Starts walking through the table saying, are you new people today? I see I'm Nellie Tinker. This is my place. Oh. Anything you want that I can help you with, come and see me. Happy to do so. And as she goes past you guys, right, there's other people who are regulars there and just talking and chatting with her as she goes through.
Can you let dogs stay in your establishment?
Dogs? Oh, yeah. Is he house trained?
Yeah, he's really trained.
And Farlene, the girl at the bar, Farlene says, I told him not to, it's against the rules. And Nellie says, look, this time of year there's not a lot of people staying at the inn till the winter passes totally. I'll let you keep the dog, but if it poops, it's on you. A fine of 2 copper pieces every time it does so.
That is fine by me. He's well behaved.
So if your dog craps on you, you get fined as well.
Right. During the time you're still there, as Sharneve and Glonding come down, they've changed out of obviously what they're wearing on stage is very like gaudy clothes. But they now just got like basic clothes on.
Normal clothes, people clothes.
Yeah, like a plain linen dress. And he's just hasn't got his colourful breeches on.
Walk up to them, say hello.
Okay, Sharneve responds in a foreign tongue unless you speak your Syrian.
No, I speak common.
Glonding, who looks like he's a European cast, right? Basically says, yes, how are you? You appreciated your friend here anyway, appreciated. I saw he threw some money for me.
Yeah, it's very interesting. I'm Habut Hafut.
Habut Hafut?
Yeah.
Sounds a
strange name, that one.
I'm not from here. I'm from far away. Come here to search for recipes. Obviously you don't know any cooking, but just wanted to say I appreciated your performance.
That's good. Sharneve leans over and whispers something in his ear and he laughs.
Okay, sir. Speaking another language, rather.
May I have your name?
him, the guy.
Yeah.
A Glonding. I am the rover Glonding.
The rover Glonding.
I rove about the countryside, visiting inns, playing. We did stay for a while recently at the Great Theatre in Quarrel in Larne. And we're actually members of the Troubadours of the Swan, which is a subgroup of the Company of the Mask, who were famous performing at the theatres there. We took a lot of our formal schooling there. Before that, Shanive was a natural talent who came from Bialas when it was down there about 5 years ago.
Oh, interesting.
I haven't moved from where I had my pie, obviously.
They've just moved
Alex
to it. He's gone over
Alex
the
has
table
gone
where
to
she is.
them.
Yeah. I take it you're with Callum at another table.
From where I am,
might
can
not
I
be
hear
fun.
this conversation?
Oh, just make a census check. What do they call it?
Perception.
Perception. We started them ages ago as census in the 80s.
Census.
Yeah. It was intelligence and wisdom combined. As a percentage.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, well, there's not a lot of people in the inn now, so it's probably easy to
Well, my thought
eavesdrop.
was, sitting where I am nibbling at my pie, can I cover them and the front door?
Oh, the front door was open only for about
that's plus
like a minute or so before
Where
they
it
closed.
is, from where I'm sitting, can I see
You
the
can
front
see
door
it. Oh,
fairly?
easily, yeah.
And can I
Yeah.
see them?
Yeah, easily.
Okay. That's all.
So, we're just going to pull out a little notepad. So, with your travels, Glonding, that's right.
Yeah.
Were there any places you thought exceptional food? Any names of taverns, restaurants?
Denhaven, certainly.
Denhaven? You'll write that down. Thank you.
And basically, it's the silver knife
The Silver Knife.
Yeah.
Mm.
at Denhaven.
Okay. Thank you. Anywhere else?
I always were particular to Yasiran food when I was down in Bialas.
Okay.
And Yasiran has a lot of spicy food he likes. And they also have a lot of blend with Maritani food ends up in Yasiran as well.
Oh, I've had Maritani. That's good. Never had Usiran. I'll have to try that at some point.
But yeah, the silver knife, a lot of different creamy sauces that they apply to their food. And you can't go past having a full tark ceremony at the silver
Tark
knife.
ceremony.
Yeah.
What is that?
At the silver knife, you take 4 or 5 different courses of tark, and each one comes with complimentary pastries to drink it with.
That
Don't have
sounds
that
good.
where I come from.
And these pastries that are served for them date back about 500 years in the recipes with them.
That's a lot of
A
knowledge.
lot of history with the recipes in Denhaven.
Okay.
And a lot of stuff, say in Bales, is like street food, off the cuff, things like that. People changing the recipes all the time, where the Elkian recipes tend to be very traditional recipes that people have to stick to prove you're a good restaurant.
There's no innovation.
And the only one he will say is the Grey Unicorn.
The grey unicorn.
Yeah, that's in a dressing.
Address, yeah.
Yeah. Basically, it's a great place for food and roundels.
Okay. Thank you.
As a dressy as a place of the temples, amongst other things, would I have heard of this place?
The Grey Unicorn. It's like a more upper-class restaurant where a lot of the gentry of Adressi and the high clerics are drawn to because of the quality of the food.
Well, knowing that and looking at this fellow, could I easily picture him in that sort of establishment?
You could probably pick him, you think, not as a person going there to dine,
But as
perhaps as an entertainer.
Yeah.
And certainly that the Grey Unicorn has a lot of entertainers to provide services there.
Thank you for the performance. The dancing was wonderful. Go.
Could you also all make a perception check? At you need to get over 20.
Oh, nope.
Yep, natural 20.
That's
Plus
right.
8.
There's a
Eagle
window. There's
eyes.
a window in the distance. Be about 10, 12 feet away from you. You think there's a tiny humanoid creature with rainbow kind of flittering wings on the window.
Jumpy.
It's there for about a few seconds and it zooms off.
What was that?
So what the fuck was that?
Without seeing that, do I notice his noticing something?
Him noticing something. Okay, make a perception check at 15 to
My
notice.
dog noticed.
Yes.
Probably not.
Okay. Now just beat me on a
fuck.
D20
Wait, don't know.
to see that you see it before it disappears out the window.
Oh, okay.
Because you've noticed him looking at it, right? But it depends on how quick this is. So I rolled 13.
And I rolled 10 plus, or is it a straight?
No, just a straight roll. No, so you just saw he was looking at something in the window, but to you it's just an empty window.
Dog notices as well. I'm like, down.
Pointing.
Duck.
Dog's doing the nose thing where it's like this.
Okay, so now a lot of people who are remaining there are starting to head off out into the cold, and you end up with basically just there's an older guy who's warming himself by the fire, and other people you haven't seen before, they're walking, let's say, on the mezzanine above, carrying blankets and things like that. Looks like they're doing the normal duties of the inn.
I got a recommendation for this restaurant or something in a dressy. Like, you're a cleric, right? Do you have any? Yeah.
Yeah,
Are you familiar with it?
Oh, no, I'm not. But I know of it.
Is it reputable or reputable?
Oh, it's I couldn't get in there unless I was considerably advanced in the church.
Oh.
That's where the bosses go.
Okay. It might be a bit difficult to try that food out there.
There's the trades entrance. You could always just if you're a chef, you just speak to the chef.
Sorry, I thought you meant the bins at the back.
Well, it's going to be near the bins at the back, isn't it?
That's true.
Eventually, as you're still there and there's hardly anyone else there, the person who introduced herself as Nellie comes and sits with you, and she's saying that anything I can get you today, like if you want, we can have hot baths in the bathhouse at the back this evening.
Ooh, that's probably
She
good.
can have
It's a bit
she want a
chilly
hot bath, yeah.
I'll have a hot bath. It's been like a very long time.
Yeah, it might be a bit cold this evening, right, to do anything, but it might fine up by the morning. Do you any kind of sights of this area? Have you been to the Sorrel Valley before?
No.
No, I'm here to see the old temples.
We have old temples, they're about 50 leagues away through the mountain passes.
150 miles.
Yes, other side of the spire.
I was told that there were some old temples close by.
Well, maybe, not that she knows of. The only one she knows of is on the passes that go down to the western coast of Sard. But there could be others.
All right.
I'm not an expert on these things.
So how long have you had this?
Oh, this place has been by my family,
She's a bit of cardio,
basically before her, and she's been here about a good 20 years running the place now that my grandparents have retired.
Okay.
They both the people who started it, and they started it when they were young.
It's like 100 years. That's pretty
But
good.
we do have we had dwarves here about 2 spans ago. They come traditionally at the end of each year to do homage at their cairn of rocks that they've put on the top of the ridgeline. Basically, because it's supposed to be a thing that was set up ages ago to mark their western boundary of their kingdoms when they used to inhabit mines in the mountains to the west here.
Okay.
But now it's just done as a traditional thing.
In what direction is that?
West.
From here, just
You follow the road. The road goes west from here,
right
across the spine of the mountains there, and down to the western coast of Sard. And the dwarves
leagues.
used to have kingdoms basically underneath the mountains there.
It's okay. Doors
And how far away is the cairn?
The cairn that this one,
Yes.
it's about an hour's walk from here.
Right. Okay.
That's more achievable than your 50 leagues.
Yes.
She says other people sometimes like to explore. There's caves beneath the mountains as well. The mountain here.
Okay.
Or they like there's some hot springs that are always great fun to basically enjoy yourself in around where the caves exit from. There's hot streams that come from inside the mountain and fill up the small pools before going into the lake. You'll always see the lake has misty clouds around one end of it where the hot water comes from the mountain. Lots of produce around here, not so much at the moment, she says,
As
because
expected.
winter's just winding down, and then the farmers will start planting new crops and that. But we've got a lot of good dried meats, and the fish are always good.
A bit of an infestation? Or?
Speaking of which, Deshawn was a bit put out for you. Don't worry about her, right? I think she's actually a bit even more excited because you seem to know food because you commented on it and things like that.
Yeah, I thought it wasn't bad. I just saw
Wasn't
a
good.
moment of inspiration to improve it.
Yes. I was told by Farlene that a bit about cooking.
A little bit, yeah.
Tell me about yourself.
Haboot. I'm from a family of chefs.
I must laugh at that name. She said.
Yes, everyone does. Everyone does.
Well,
Yes.
well, the GM does.
I am Haboot Hafoot, and I'm from a family of chefs.
Mm-hmm.
And I've gone out to adventure to discover more ingredients, more recipes to come home
Where were you
and
born?
share it with my family. Northland.
Oh, where the halflings live. I tell you, truly, people who love their food.
Yeah. Well, being a halfling myself.
Oh, I didn't realise until now that you're halfling.
No, I didn't realise that he was a halfling.
I did say are people human before, but I didn't hear that one.
No.
Okay, now I can picture what you look like. I can look down at you.
Looking down at you.
Yeah.
Well, certainly, instead, yes, certainly halflings are aficionados of food, so I can see that you'd be possibly an expert. And also,
I wouldn't say expert,
also
just,
Deshawn the gnome doesn't have to look up to you anymore.
Roughly
No
the same
neck pains anymore.
Yeah. Nellie takes you to a door that goes off near where the bar is. It goes into the back garden. You see that there's planters there for herbs, herb gardens, etc. A lot of the herbs are dead at this stage. Mm-hmm. There's a large oak tree just beyond the stone wall of the garden where a gate goes out to the outside. There's some tables and chairs in the garden, and at one side there's a stone house that's got a wooden door, and they say that's bathhouse there. And unless you're doing anything this afternoon, some people come and go from the inn in ones and twos. Again, they're commenting on how cold it is now outside, and it's starting to fully snow.
Thank you for watching our third episode. I hope you enjoy it. A little bit longer than normal, but just seemed to be a natural place for us to end it. And if you like watching our play scenarios, please subscribe. Thank you.